What's going on, guys? NealGuides here. Just want to say very quickly before I start the video, a massive thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much for all your support. I know I streamed over the weekend with my 50k team and I got over 100 views on average per each stream. Absolutely unbelievable. It was really fun interacting with you all, and hopefully you all learned something. You know, it's better, to interact and play in a fun way and teach people rather than just kind of going through the mundane way of playing weekend league every week. But anyway, enough of that introduction, straight into the video. This is the game that I played MaestroSquad, and this is the game that I beat him. And everyone was asking me, why was I playing in a specific way? What was my thought process? Can I maybe break it down? So what I'm going to do now is going to do a fun analysis of what I'm thinking, what's going through my head, and hopefully this helps. Do let me know in the comment section down below how you feel this video went. I just want to quickly say that this is going to be part one. It takes a very long time to make these videos, and I'm going to have to split them up. It's probably the best way of doing it in order to not miss anything. So like I said, just do let me know what you think I missed out or if I can improve in any way. So as usual, timestamps are in the description, so if you want to skip to a certain part, please feel free to do so. So going straight into it, I play an away game in the end. I applied fitness. I always apply fitness just for the simple fact is, for me, fitness is the most important thing. I want full energy just in case it goes to extra time. I play quite aggressive. I don't want to take any risks. Now going into the game, the first page is very important. Now when I look at the first page, surprisingly this is where normally I break the team down. This all happens subconsciously. I don't really think about this. I kind of just do it without even thinking. And the first thing you notice is the name. Obviously at this point I knew it was MaestroSquad because he's well known, but typically if you're up against a very good player, if you ever see a full elite tier squad and you're always wondering is a player elite or not, you can always search the player's name on Google. On FootWiz there's normally information regarding that player, if they're a pro player or if they normally get elite or above or in the top 100 tiers. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I also analyze how the team is. I look at the formation they're playing and I also look at what players they have. In this case the main things that I worry about is who's in the team. Obviously it's an elite team, all icons, well, majority icons, but I look at players like Eusebio and Cruyff and Hullet. They've all got 5-star weak foots, and same with Mahrez and Ronaldo. They have 4-star weak foots, so I know this guy can basically attack from anywhere. He can attack from the left and he can attack from the right. I also look at the defenders, look for any weak points. I know all of his defenders are solid, they're not slow, so I really can't focus trying to get in behind one defender. So this screen is much more important than you think. To try to look at teams, think, if a player has all 5-star weak foot team, you kind of know what to anticipate. You can score from any direction with any foot, so do keep that in mind. So I'm just going to talk through the process and what my thought process is and what I'm thinking in this game. Hope to give you an insight of what's kind of going through my head and how I kind of break down situations and change my game style and how I analyze how he's playing and use that to my advantage. So going from kickoff now, normally I defend kickoff glitch quite well with a specific way. I got ultra defensive. Don't worry, this is not my defensive tactic, it's just my 4-2-3-1 tactic. So what I'm doing, I'm just kind of cutting out passing lanes. Do look at the play that I'm controlling, that's what I would say. But the first thing I notice is his fullbacks are committed so high up in the pitch, almost enjoying the attack. So he's passing to the wings and he's spreading out the play. But what he's actually doing is he's actually creating more space in the middle. So I select a player like Griezmann. I just need to be careful, and what I'm trying to do is now I look kind of in my peripheral vision while I'm selecting Griezmann, and I see that there's quite a lot of space for his players. So in order not to take the risk, I just take Griezmann and I deliberately push him to the outside of the box. I manually select him with the right analog stick. I'm just trying to defend the outside of the box just to avoid the kickoff glitch. Now bearing in mind I'm quite an attacking player, and playing at home is very important because as you will just see just now, you can kind of dictate the first 10-15 minutes of the game, which is what he actually does from kickoff. Now obviously he was a pro player, so I shouldn't have done that, but I started playing more conservatively. But what I do check things is, like for example here, I look at the radar and see what formation he's playing. He's actually playing a 4-4-2 or 4-2-2. It looks like a 4-3-3 now. The only reason why is because he's manually controlling Mahrez, and what he's just doing is positioning Mahrez to stop the ball going to my left back. So I'm not wasting time, I'm just holding the ball. I'm deliberately looking at what formation he's playing, so don't think I'm wasting time or anything. It's all kind of tactical. And what I see straight away when my goalkeeper distributes the ball is he's playing a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-2. This is important to know, very, very important to know, because I'm playing a 4-2-3-1. And naturally I know straight away is that I can actually dominate him in the midfield. If I have more players in the midfield, I can basically out-possession him. But the problem is he presses so high, his cams become wingers almost. And if you look at his fullbacks, his left back and right backs are almost committed like left mid. So it's kind of I'm playing against a 2-4-4, a very attacking formation. And this is basically pinning. This is what I call pinning. I do this a lot to my opponents and I really hate it. It's really hard to defend against this. As you can see, my players are all kind of on balance. I was thinking of putting them on stay forward, but the problem is because he's pinning me so much, if I put my players on stay forward, he's just going to break through my defense. So I'm just trying to think of in my head, you know, ways to get past him. I tried doing first time passes. As you can see, it doesn't work out. He defends very well against them. And he kind of chokes me, and it's a very good tactic this is. He's trying to chokes me up possession, he's trying to attack, try not give me a chance at all. So I'm just defending for my life. But what I would say is, just look at the player that I'm choosing. Just look at the players. I'm deliberately positioning them in a certain way to cut out passing lanes, and that's how I'm trying to defend right now. Because I know his left back and right backs are not dangerous. He doesn't cross, he's going to look for the finesses and the first time finesses. It's the meta this year. So I'm just trying to defend the outside of my box and waiting for a chance, waiting for a counter attack, because I know he's quite aggressive. I was hoping to catch him on a counter. Now here's my first chance. At first glance, you know, I just wanted to try pushing Griezmann. Now I tried to exploit the space, but he's actually very clever. He's actually controlling Alvarez in such a way that he knows I'm going to pass to Quincy Promes. He actually anticipates this very, very well. This is what a very good player does, because he knows Hullit's behind Ben Yedder to stop the pass going to Sterling. And he knows, worst case scenario, Rio Ferdinand is there to protect Griezmann, or to defend against Griezmann. And he defends very well. These are little small things that you see that good players do, very good players do. They pick up things, they kind of play a predicting way. That's why sometimes when I play a player that's not that good, sometimes they kind of outsmart me, because you don't expect them to do the meta. I mean, you expect them to do the meta and they kind of do something completely unknown. And here I'm just, again, getting dominated. At this point I realise, you know, I have to slow the game down. He hits the post. I think my goalkeeper would have got it anyway if it was a bit lower. So right now, I just see his centre mids. Now he's so aggressive. He's attacking. He has to be aggressive here. He has to either take a foul or push me, because I can counter attack. So I start thinking, I'm going to start changing my play style. So what I actually do is I actually start calming down, and I start to dribble the ball a bit more. So I just slow the game down, and I dribble, hold the ball a bit more, and let's do a test. Remember earlier I tried getting through with Griezmann? Now I'm just seeing how he defends against this with one defender. He plays quite aggressive, just trying to see if he overcommits, if I can get the ball around him. So I do a normal pass, wait for Cruyff to commit, and I just do a pass back. I do a 1-2. Now I actually don't want to pass to Sterling, because he's going nowhere. I don't really cross the ball, but I'm just seeing, you know, how is he controlling. That's Cruyff, by the way, that's selected. I'm just seeing how he man marks the area. Is he going to man mark me? Is he going to cut the passing lanes? And as predicted, he excellently cuts out the passing lanes, so I can't even pass to Sterling. So it's a bit of a decoy. So now I kind of switch to play. I'm kind of stuck here. There's no one really to pass to, because my fullback's on stay back while attacking. I can't pass to my centre backs to retain possession, and I can't pass even to my midfielders because they're all marked. So he's playing a very high pressure game against me. I can't even pass to my strikers because there's basically a brick wall in front of me. So what I do now, even though my fullback's on stay back, I use a left back or the L1 to trigger a play to make a run. So I trigger my left back to make a run to create more space. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to find a way to break past, because I haven't really attacked yet. And he keeps breaking me down very well. He keeps breaking me down. And now, because I'm finally much higher up and the pitch is a bit more different, it's I have possession now. And I immediately see there's a pass that I can make. And this is what I exploit the entire game. Because he plays so aggressive here at Ramos again, he's bound to make a mistake eventually. No matter how good you are, you're eventually going to make a mistake. And it ends up that it doesn't materialize because I make a mistake. I misplaced the pass. But what I try doing is I just try selecting Kondogbia. I'm just trying to cut passing lanes. I'm trying to see where my players are. Can I cut the passing lanes? Can I prevent the pass going to him? He makes a mistake here. He passes to Alvarez. Quincy Promes intercepts, and I get a chance again. And now I'm just trying to dribble. trying to make a chance. He defends very well, gets ahead of me with Hullet, who's a very good player. But he makes a mistake. He plays so aggressive here. But now I know I'm outnumbered, but I'm going to use his aggressiveness against him. I know I can't pass forward because my attackers are basically marked. Now Mahrez is a right mid, Promes is occupying him. So I know I don't have to worry about Mahrez because he has to mark Promes. I want to get him behind with Pogba. Person I can do that is pass to Kondogbia. I do a simple 1-2. Now I know because he's so aggressive he's going to commit with Vieira. So I'm baiting him. I'm essentially baiting him. I just want to do a 1-2 around Vieira. So I pass back to Kondogbia and I just wait for the perfect opportunity. I wait for him to overcommit with Vieira, which he does so. I don't pass straight away. I dribble for a bit just to make sure I'm out of the way. Wait for Vieira to commit. Then I make the pass to Kondogbia. Once I see the chance, now I do it straight away. Do a pass to Ben Yedder. Okay, I want to pause it right here. I've just drawn the trajectory of a shot going into the far post. Now this is the most obvious shot to take in a situation. Now naturally, MaestroSquad's not an average player. I'm sure very well he knows perfectly how to move a keeper and knows how and when to move a keeper. Now he's stuck here basically. If he doesn't move his keeper and I take that shot, it's going in. He can't afford to take that risk, so he has to move his keeper up to cover the far post. Now I kind of anticipate this. Now what my plan is, I try to outsmart him here. I know that he's going to move his keeper up to kind of defend the far post, so what I want to do is actually want to go behind Dani Alves and take a shot near post, and that's exactly what I do. Now as soon as Pogba releases the ball, I take a touch so he thinks I'm going to take a shot. Then you see, watch very carefully, he commits his goalkeeper up, and at the exact time he commits the goalkeeper up, I take a shot in the near post. Now I don't really want to get into the mechanics of it because it will get too long and complicated, but that's just the basics. It's all about outsmarting, all about psychology. You know, are you going to go far post, near post? That's what it kind of is in a higher tier, in my opinion. And the big question everyone's asking, did I shush MaestroSquad? Yes, I did. In hindsight, looking back at it, maybe I regret it. I did get a lot of stick for it. Just for the record, I don't shush anyone online. If you watch my streams, if you played against me, you know I just skip the replays, skip the celebrations, or I just do the default celebration. In this case, what I was trying to do, realistically, it was kind of like psychological warfare. I knew my team wasn't that good. He's a pro player. He's obviously going to get back into the game. What I wanted to do was kind of just invoke a reaction so he plays a bit more aggressive and makes more mistakes. That's all I wanted to do. You know, you can call it whatever you want. I'm sure MaestroSquad, if he was winning in the 80th minute, he'll be wasting time in a corner flag. So I don't think 10 seconds of shushing is going to affect him, especially he's competing in the world stages. But what I would say is don't shush anyone online. It's so counterproductive because believe me, if they come back and they go 2-1 ahead, they're going to park the bus, they're going to waste time, so don't shush anyone. It's not worth it. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you again for 1,000 subscribers. I will be streaming this weekend, Foot Champs again. So if you do want to follow me when I'm streaming, just follow me on Twitter, NealGuides as usual. Take it easy guys, all the best.